Hi everyone, welcome back to Sherry Proof. Thank you so much for joining me for part 3 of my best of 2021 skincare. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the last two videos, and thank you so much for clicking on this video and for taking time out of your busy schedules to hear what I have to say about skincare for 2021. I am going to be sharing with you today all about treatments, and I left the treatments for one video because I have quite a few that I want to point out to you guys. I'm going to try to not talk too much about things that I probably would have reviewed in detail before, but these are the things that really stood out to correct or treat particular issues in my skin, and I think it might be helpful for a lot of you. So if that's interesting, please keep watching. Before we get started, if you're new, welcome. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Remember to like this video and comment below if this content is useful for you or if you think that it's going to be important or helpful for someone else. Most of the products that I'm going to share on in today's video are serums, and serums are that step in your skincare routine that are usually designed to treat or correct or repair or help a particular issue that you are dealing with in your skin. They tend to be more potent than just moisturizers or toners. They contain usually a lot of active ingredients, and choosing the right serum is important because you need to first identify what you actually want to treat or target. Look at your skin type, look at formulation, and then decide on the type of serum or the serum that you're going to use. I have a ton here because I layer serums, I combine actives. You guys know I talk about this a lot. My skin is actually oily, acne prone, but several of the products that I will share on today can be used for other skin types as well. And I have some surprises that I have not spoken about at all, but have been life-changing for me. So let's get started. The first two products are in the category of vitamin C serums. These two were definitely my favorite. This is the Cos de Baja VA, or the L-ascorbic vitamin C serum. I have loved this for a long time. I've spoken about this for a long time as well. It really works for me. 15% L-ascorbic acid is the sweet spot for my skin, I've realized. But this particular one has been revised a little bit. We will talk about that. And the other vitamin serum that I have literally been rotating this with is the Maelove Glow Maker Antioxidant Serum, which has been making waves in the skincare community, and I could not resist. I had to pick it up because this one is considered a dupe for the SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic. The Glow Maker is also a 15% L-ascorbic acid vitamin C serum, and that was one of the reasons why I picked it up, because I know that my skin handles that level of L-ascorbic acid really well, and I get the visible results with use, and I was not disappointed at all. There are some similarities between these two, and there are some differences that I want to point out. You all already know that I love the vitamin C from Cos de Baja. This one, of course, it has the L-ascorbic acid, but it does not have ferulic acid like several other L-ascorbic vitamin C serums. This particular one is actually combined with some very interesting ingredients that will give you the vitamin C benefit, but there are some additional bonuses as well. One of those things that I noticed is that it seems as though this was reformulated because they have added arbutin in the vitamin C serum. And I'm happy about that because arbutin is one of those ingredients that inhibits tyrosinase activity, which means that it's going to inhibit the production of excess melanin. So it's going to be a great addition, especially if you're using a vitamin C for hyperpigmentation. This also contains an amino acid called arginine, and that is an amino acid that actually helps to mop up free radicals, but also helps to support collagen production in the skin. And vitamin C or L-ascorbic acid is well studied for that. So they've put these two together as well. Because the Baja one does not have ferulic acid to stabilize it. However, it does have something called disodium EDTA, which is something that is widely used in several products in the skincare and cosmetics industry as a preservative and a stabilizing ingredient. It is such an effective ingredient that several brands continue to reach for it in their formulations because it is so hard to substitute. Because the Baja vitamin C is actually made in an aloe base, and it also contains sodium hyaluronate. We will talk about that in a bit, but this particular vitamin C is a very hydrating and moisturizing vitamin C. You actually don't need a lot. 1 to 2 drops is enough for me, and Cos de Baja serums, like I always mention, are usually on the more hydrating side. Now, the Glow Maker Antioxidant Serum from Maelove, yes, it does have that 15% L-ascorbic acid, but it also has vitamin E and ferulic acid, which is the combination that was patented by SkinCeuticals, a combination that absolutely works and has been proven. I have been using this for months. I actually took my 2 serums out of the refrigerator in order to show it to you today. They work amazingly. In fact, when I'm using them, I can't tell the difference in terms of the results that I get on my skin. They are both in aloe bases, and both of them also contain other botanical extracts. The differences that I want to point out though between the Cos de Baja and the Male Love, beside the type of combination that they have with that L-ascorbic acid, is that the Male Love has hyaluronic acid and the Cos de Baja option has sodium hyaluronate. I know we use these two ingredients interchangeably, but there is a subtle difference that I want us to understand. Hyaluronic acid is actually a larger molecule. It will grab onto water 1,000 times its weight, so it's really going to help surface hydration. Sodium hyaluronate, which is also a part of the hyaluronic acid family, actually has a smaller molecular weight. That means that it actually has the ability to penetrate deeper within the skin. And that's one of the things that we consider when we're talking about skincare, because a lot of our skincare products actually just stay on the surface of the skin or in the upper layers. Not everything really penetrates as deeply as we want it. Sodium hyaluronate, however, is able to penetrate deeper than hyaluronic acid. So the hydration is not just going to be at the surface, as in the case of hyaluronic acid. You are actually going to get hydration in layers within the skin. The other difference between these two is that this one is a little bit more watery, so it's lighter weight. Oily skin people will love this. It absorbs really fast. The Cos de Baja is a little bit more hydrating, but I don't mind that because I literally just put a mist toner, and that just brings all my Cos de Baja serums to the texture that I love for my oily skin, and it absorbs really well. Both of them are fabulous, whichever one you decide to try, especially if you want to get into L-ascorbic acid. I highly recommend both. Keep in mind, however, L-ascorbic acid, while being the most potent form of vitamin C, it's also the most unstable one and will oxidize the fastest. So if you purchase any of these, make sure that you keep them in the refrigerator. That's definitely going to extend the lifetime of your vitamin C serum. Let me just also say that if you are picking up a vitamin C serum from Cos de Baja, they also have a new one, the Cos de Baja VM. We will talk about this another time, but this is not the same as the VA. The VA is their L-ascorbic acid serum. The VM is their vitamin C derivative serum. Now, I actually do want to offer an antioxidant alternative to vitamin C, and this was the product that I mentioned that spurred me on to do that video that I did a couple weeks ago, because I actually brought this into my skincare routine. I stopped using my L-ascorbic acid for a month to test this, and I was blown away at how well this product worked and the focus ingredient in this. This is the Mary and Mary Idebenone and Blackberry Complex Serum. This is what it looks like, and guys, pay attention because this is a new brand, but they have some very interesting products. I look forward to trying a lot more of their things during 2022 because I was so impressed by this serum. If you cannot use vitamin C and you are looking for a very effective antioxidant for your morning skincare routine, I highly recommend you check this out. Now, this one, of course, the focus of it is Idebenone. There is a Blackberry Complex in here, which is going to give you some fantastic antioxidants. But Idebenone, as you remember from that video, is a synthetic form of CoQ10, which is considered a super antioxidant. There are so many benefits to this ingredient. It not only helps to protect the skin from free radical damage, but it also improves the texture of your skin over time. The color of this serum is actually yellow, and that's not because it oxidized. That's the color of Idebenone, the actual raw material, and that is what gives it this bright yellow color, so you could be sure that your product is safe and good to use. I also really enjoy the texture of this serum. It looks as though it's coming out very thick, but it is actually a gel type serum. As soon as you start to rub it into your skin, it literally melts and absorbs so quickly, and that's one of the reasons as well that I absolutely enjoyed using it in my morning skincare routine. I personally love L-ascorbic acid, but if I had to give that up and choose an alternative, it will definitely be this. Next are my retinol serums, and again, I'm showing you the Cos de Baja because I've been using this for years. This is the bigger bottle. There's 60 ml, and of course you know that this is their 2.5 retinol serum. It contains sodium hyaluronate. Again, it contains niacinamide. One of the reasons why I have loved this and I continue to use that retinol serum is because it is a hydrating retinol serum. I get results with this, but I have been able to completely increase my usage of this product to where I want it, which is every other night, with zero irritation side effects. And that's something that you don't necessarily get with a lot of retinol products. But of course, I have a whole video on retinol. If you follow certain guidelines, you will be able to achieve that in your skin as well. But yeah, I have loved that for a long time, but I did not give it up. But I have been rotating with something else, again from Male Love, and I don't know if a lot of you have been hearing about this brand because everybody and anybody has been talking about it. But this is their Moonlight Retinol Super Serum. Now, the reason why I decided to try this is because this has retinaldehyde as the main ingredient, aka retinal, which is one step higher than retinol, but it is not as strong or has the potential irritating effects of like retin A. So I wanted to try it and see how my skin does with it, and my goodness, I have fallen in love with this serum. So I have literally been rotating these. This one, however, as with retinol products, is that it is a bright yellow. Again, as you will see, yeah, some of that has actually dried on the neck of my bottle. It is bright yellow. This is a like creamy type of serum, but it dries down completely. It's not going to leave as much of a hydrating effect as you will feel with the Cos de Baja, but it's not drying at all. My skin tolerates this really well. I was able to transition to this with no problem. The Moonlight Serum from Maelove as well, just like the Cos de Baja one, has a combination of different things in it. So it also has niacinamide, which like in the Cos de Baja one works really well with retinol products, but this one also has ceramides. There are also some other botanical extracts as well, which they also say helps to keep away the typical irritation that people get with retinol products. And I think that's why I love these two particular retinol serums. I literally do retinol every other night, so I just grab for whichever one, and my skin has really loved it. So if you're somebody probably not sure about going to retinoic acid or retin A or anything like that, and you probably want to see how your skin will do with something that's a little bit stronger than just OTC retinol, you can probably definitely try this one. My skin loved it. This next product, I did not use it all year through because what it is intended for was not a problem that I experience very often. So I did share my Instagram stories and I showed you guys that on this area of my face, you could probably still see it, there's a dark spot because I am dealing with the hyperpigmentation that was left behind by one of those very hard, large, cystic bumps. This thing just came out of nowhere. I am still trying to figure out what happened. Perhaps it's because sometimes my daughter will pass her hair on my face, and probably because of the products that are in her hair, I probably got a clogged pore. Something happened and this thing appeared, and it was one of those that was not forming a head, but it was under the skin, and the entire area was swollen, inflamed, hard, and I was just like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do, especially because of the location that it was in. And I had this product, and this is the, let me make sure I tell you the right thing, the Common Labs Vitamin E Microneedle Spot Cream. And someone told me about this, and I had this in my arsenal, and I just decided to bring this out, and whoa, this took down that cystic bump in 24 hours. It was drastically reduced, and I literally held back to share it in this video because if you're somebody that not only gets like cystic acne, but you're having a lot of acne, I think this product can be a game changer for you. And let me tell you why. This is a mixture of 54% tea tree extract, vitamin E, which we know is a wonderful antioxidant, especially when dealing with acne prone skin. But there's also something called Jasalza. I'll put the name on the screen because I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it is a skincare ingredient that was developed from a combination of 3 particular botanical extracts that have been used for many years in Asia in order to treat acne skin, to deal with inflammatory conditions, to deal with sebum control, to deal with acne bacteria. They've combined it in a very interesting way in this cream. Now, what makes this cream also special is not just the combination of ingredients, but the method of delivery. There are tiny microneedles in this cream. You heard me right. So literally, you will dispense a little bit of the product through here. You'll put it on the area where you have the bump. You just put a little bit of pressure in terms of pressing down on the bump just for a couple seconds. That will allow those micro needles to make micro punctures in the skin to allow the delivery or the penetration of those ingredients. As soon as the ingredients are absorbed, that area is healed and closed up. The micro needles actually remain active for up to 72 hours in the skin, and it will naturally be removed with dead cells from the skin when you exfoliate and all of that. But whoa, I was stunned at how quickly and how effectively it dealt with the cystic bump. This is going to remain for me as an emergency treatment, no joke. Now the thing is, when you actually put it on in the area, you don't feel any pinching or anything like that. If you do take your finger and you pass it on the area, you will actually feel those very microscopic pine needles in this cream. You can't see it with your visible eye. They are so fine, but my God, this works. This works. Another product that absolutely blew me away. And of course, if you guys want in-depth reviews on any of these, definitely let me know. I can do it because I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. And yes, I know I'm still talking 100 years, right? It's this item. This is from Medipeel and it's called their Botox Peptide Ampule. This is what it looks like. This one is a bottle that probably just has about 2 more uses, and this is my second bottle. Now I did do a little skincare routine. I think I posted on Instagram, and I tapped something under my eye area, and I told you guys to stay tuned for the reveal. This is the product. Now the thing about it is that this particular thing, as the name says, Botox, is supposed to be a kind of non-invasive alternative to Botox. You heard me right. This is a combination of 5 peptides, which, as you know, is an ingredient that is used for well aging to help collagen production in your skin. It also contains a combination of 7 fermented extracts, so you guys know that actually helps delivery within the skin and has so many amazing ingredients in terms of making your skincare more effective. But I think the key ingredient and why they actually named this the Botox Ampule is because it has something called volufiline, which is a patented ingredient from France. Volufiline is said to have an instant impact and effect on fine lines, and that's exactly what you use this product for. I started off using this particularly for my lines under my eyes and at the side of my eyes, my smile lines, my forehead wrinkles, but you could actually use it anywhere you have fine lines. So whether it be on your neck and those areas that I mentioned, you could put it all over your face, or you could actually just focus it in those areas. It is going to have an impact. The thing is, I started to use this and I didn't really notice anything. It was because exactly 6 weeks after I started to use this, my husband actually made a comment, and that actually prompted me to take a photo. So I will kind of show you the results that I got within 6 weeks. And that literally convinced me that this was doing something. I continue to use it ever since then. I use it at least once a day, sometimes twice. So I will use it in my morning or nighttime skincare routine. While it dispenses as a creamy white emulsion, I would not consider it a moisturizing or a hydrating product. It absorbs really quickly, but if I'm applying this under my eye, I will apply it first and I will definitely apply my eye cream over it. If I apply it on different parts of my face, it will definitely go on before my moisturizer. It will not take the place of that. And again, this is one of those things that you probably may need to take photos to start to see the difference. If you have very deep wrinkles and so on, don't expect magic, but if you definitely have fine lines, I have seen a drastic improvement in my under eye area. In fact, I've had people make comments and notice changes in some of my photos, like, Sherry, have you noticed X, Y, and Z? That's the Botox. Next category of ingredient, and I will say it like that. I actually have 2 products to mention to you, but one of them is finished and I got rid of the bottle in error. So yeah, but this category of ingredient is tranexamic acid. In 2021, it was really the first time that I really had tranexamic acid so much and so consistent in my skincare routine, especially to help with hyperpigmentation. Tranexamic acid has really been trending because it not only helps with things like melasma, but it is also used a lot to treat existing hyperpigmentation, especially post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And that is something that a lot of us experience, especially with post-acne marks and things like that. Tranexamic acid is one of those ingredients that will be a really good part of a cocktail of ingredients that you use to treat your hyperpigmentation. The 2 products that really made a difference for me, one is the Cos de Baja tranexamic acid. This is really nice because they've combined it as well with niacinamide, so it's a really nice brightening serum. I think I actually have a photo where I was just working on a mark on this side of my face specifically with tranexamic acid in my regular skincare routine, and I was really impressed with what it did. This works amazingly. So if you've been using some other things and you're probably looking for another ingredient to add into your skincare routine to really help those spots or melasma and so on, I highly recommend tranexamic acid. It is an ingredient that is not UV sensitive, so it is safe to use morning and evening. It also combines beautifully with most of the other actives that a lot of us use, including retinol, vitamin C, niacinamide, several acids like salicylic acid and so on, other AHAs. It works amazingly. If you combine with things like arbutin, licorice, wow, you will definitely see much faster results. The other product that I use that contains tranexamic acid, and I was actually using that one before the Cos de Baja one, is also by Medipeel, and it is their Tranex toning essence. It's so weird because they call it an essence, but it dispenses almost like a moisturizer. actually had a little bit of confusion as to how to actually use this and where to apply it. Sometimes I actually applied it at the essence step, or sometimes I applied it with my serums right after my serums just before my moisturizers. You could actually kind of play around with this, but it was this product that convinced me of how much a difference that tranexamic acid could make. I have recommended this particular product to several people with melasma to add to their skincare routine. For some of them, when it finished and they did not have it in their skincare routine, they literally messaged me like, Sherry, I need to get back Tranex because I realized that it was making a difference. The thing about it is that if you have melasma, you need to be on melasma all the time. Melasma is really, really tricky to treat. We could talk about that some other time, but this is definitely one of those things that I recommend. So you can actually try the Cos de Baja tranexamic acid, but there's just something special about these formulations from Medipil that I've tried and have loved. I don't know what they're doing in terms of how they are putting those ingredients together. It just works. Now, I could talk about this, but you will probably pelt me through the screen because I have spoken about this so many times. This is the Lambina Ectowin Soothing Serum. If you are a person with acne, any type of skin irritation, impaired skin barrier, you need to repair your skin, you need to get your skin back to the place that it was before, just get this. I will link the videos down below. You could watch where I talk about this ad nauseum, and I went into how much this particular serum changed my skin. And I have one final category of ingredient that I brought into my skincare routine in a different type of way in 2021, and I have to mention these because I have loved the difference that these made in my skincare routine. And it's these two products. This one is from TM. This one is from Cos de Baja. And again, I have Cos de Baja with a lot of products, but these two are niacinamide products, but they are not the regular run-of-the-mill niacinamide products. Both of these are 20% niacinamide products. And I'm saying that you need to take this with a pinch of salt because this is something that is definitely not necessary for everybody. If you are somebody that is extremely oily, having really bad acne, and you've been using like niacinamide 5%, niacinamide 10% over an extended period of time, and you feel that probably by increasing niacinamide in your skincare routine, you might have a better result, or you're somebody who probably have been seeing an improvement in terms of the appearance of your enlarged pores with niacinamide, and you want something a little bit stronger, then these two are what you can consider. There are a little bit of differences between them both, which I will tell you now. But yeah, this is not for anybody who is dry. This is not for anybody who, for them, niacinamide 5 or 10% works and works fine. Don't get this because you might be opening up yourself to possible skin irritation by using such high percentages or high concentrations of niacinamide. So let's talk about the fact that yes, they both have niacinamide 20%, but they also have something called zinc PCA. The difference is that because the Baja has 4% zinc PCA, the TM has 1% zinc PCA. Zinc PCA is one of those ingredients that is really, really helpful for inflammatory acne and for sebum control. So together with niacinamide, it works really, really well. One of the reasons that causes some people to have enlarged pores is because of the excess sebum production and excretion. And niacinamide is an ingredient that really helps to manage that in the skin, and that's why it has such a positive effect in reducing the appearance of enlarged pores. And that's where these two serums come in. The other difference is that the niacinamide one also has a little bit of arbutin, so you will also get some brightening effect, not just from the niacinamide in both, but also from the arbutin as well. Because the Baja one is a little bit thicker, therefore a little bit more hydrating. TM, however, wins on texture. It is a thinner texture, amazing on oily skin especially. It is going to absorb really, really quickly. So if you want to have a niacinamide serum in your morning skincare routine, this one is definitely the way to go because it is so lightweight and it works amazingly with other skincare products and under makeup and all that jazz. This one also works well, but if I'm going to use this, I tend to use this more in my nighttime skincare routine, or I simply use my sandwich method, which is mist in my face, then applying this. It totally brings down the serum to a level of thickness or texture that I love, and it works fantastically. I have had similar results with both, and something that I also want to note with both of them is that over time you will see like these crystals forming on the rim of your bottle. It happens with both of them. That is because of the high percentage of niacinamide, and that happens with constant exposure to air. That's completely normal. It doesn't mean that your product has gone bad or anything like that. It's just part of the life cycle of the product, and it's completely normal and it's completely safe. But I just wanted to mention it in case you've noticed that with your high percentage niacinamide serum and you got a little bit worried. So this was one long video, but guys, these are the treatments that I use to target specific things in my skin. Beside the other things that you all know that I love, like my AHAs and salicylic and all that, I really wanted to mention these to you because they've made a huge difference in my skincare routine. What treatments, what serums really made a difference in your skincare routine in 2021? I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment down below. I have a surprise that's coming up soon, probably next video. You definitely want to stay tuned. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.